Welcome to the MLS show. Baz, Ped, the duo is back together.
The band is back together.
No Padjack this week. He is.
He's in LA.
He's over there.
He's in LA.
LA'd up.
He's
watching,
LA'd up.
Going to All-Star
Venice
games and
Beach
stuff.
and all kinds.
All-Star games. Where are you?
No,
Don't actually do it. Where are you? Anyway, this video we're going to discuss Seattle, Ped. What the hell is going on at CenturyLink Field? What's going on with Seattle?
Rubbish, which I said about months ago. Months ago. I said they were very poor. Watched them over the weekend playing my Sporting Kansas City. And
Not impressed.
They were bossed, weren't they, all over the park. They were just... I mean, yes, okay, it was a very, very, very hot day, which Sporting Kansas have been using to their bonus
Advantage,
recently,
yeah.
to their advantage. But it was so poor, and that was a team that looked like it had given up. Looked like it wasn't playing for its manager. We've got good experience of that in the last 12 months, but there was nothing. And even with the likes of Clint Dempsey playing, there was nothing. And Sporting Kansas could have easily won the game. 8, 9, some lackadaisical finishing from Sporting Kansas, but 3-0, and that's all they needed.
I think Seattle had the best attempt at goal in the 88th minute, which was
The one that got dragged wide.
Yeah, just says a lot. Well, Siggy Smith, you've just mentioned him there, 63 years old. He has been successful in the past. He won US Open Cup 4 times, 01, 09, 2010, 2014, 3 times, of course, with Seattle, I think. Supporters Shield winner, 2002, 2008 with Seattle in 2014. MLS Cup winner twice, not with Seattle, but in 2002 and 2008. He took over 2009 in their inaugural season. And he's got a good record there. There's a good... Yeah. If you look at him, he's decorated, isn't he? But if I look back down that list, Supporters Shield 2014, Lamar Hunt's Open Cup winners 2014, that's only a couple of years ago. But either side of that, nothing. And I think we both feared when Obafemi Martins left, we looked and went, have they got enough firepower? Jordan Morris has come in. I think he's done really well, but he's not Obafemi Martins.
He's not the same kind of player, though, is he? I mean, Martins helped them play on the break.
Yeah.
They had that. They had that, and you seen that last season. Him and Clint Dempsey really were a good partnership. But he's left for the bright lights of China. Don't go to Chinese safari parks. Just telling you, Obafemi. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, moving on. He just. I think I said this beginning of the season, maybe the end of last season, that they need to get rid of Siggy Smith. He's just. You look at him on the sideline. He doesn't really seem to encourage any. I think he's been in bad health as well. I don't like to use that as an excuse, but that could have been a good time to have got rid of him. And whereas you see other clubs out there in MLS looking to bring in sort of young, dynamic, up and coming managers, they're sort of stuck with a man who, yes, has done a lot in MLS and he's been at clubs like LA Galaxy. The players look like they're sick of his voice, hearing the same voice, and Seattle just need a fresh start. And if any club in MLS is geared up for a great run and having everything in place, but the manager, it's them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think they need to go out there and look at bringing some new fresh talent in, but they certainly need a new manager, and maybe a new manager would have fresh eyes and go and find new players as well. But I don't know what to say.
I mean, I think, like you just said, they geared up. There's 40,000 fans. It's a real soccer city, isn't it? It's a real hotbed. The atmosphere that they create at times is fantastic. I'm with you. I'm looking to see Dempsey. I see him a year older. I see him he hasn't got that pace. Still a very good player and can still do really well. But they're still missing something. Jordan Morris, I do like watching him. I think he's exciting. He's only young now as well. He's coming in. It's his first season in MLS. A lot of weight on his shoulders. They just haven't replaced Martins, and they're looking at even shit. He's up and down. He's a great left foot, but he's up and down. When you look around that team now, there's no leaders for me. they're 2 or 3 shy.
There's like nobody that, there's no standout. Like you look at someone like Toronto and you think, well, you've got Giovinco. You look at someone like Montreal, they've got Drogba. All these teams have had standout players that have elevated them. Now maybe Clint Dempsey was that player, but he's not that player anymore for me. And I just think they just need to recycle it a little bit, just get it going again. Just, you know, they've got Vancouver to the north, they've got Portland to the south. They get being outdone by these clubs that they should be way ahead of, and they're not. You know, this season I know they've addressed the surface. You know, they've got a new surface in to try and help them, but you know, in the last few years they've been missing out by very fine margins. They were meeting very good Galaxy teams in the Western Conference final, and falling short. And now they're not even getting to those finals. So I think something needs to happen. And whereas, you know, you look at Orlando and what they've done to Adrian Heath, they addressed that by bringing in someone that they felt was young and dynamic and could take Orlando on. I think that's what Seattle have got to do now. They're just drifting.
I've seen a few Seattle fans, and certainly on our Twitter account, saying that they were frustrated they missed out on Jason Kreis.
Yeah.
A couple of them mentioned Adrian Heath to replace Siggy Schmidt. I think Heath will end up at Atlanta because I just think there's a few connections there. But someone like a Heath would reinvigorate them, I think, because plays along with the crowd, doesn't he? Gets involved with the crowd. Their crowd's fantastic anyway. But you've got to get, for me, like I think you're right again in terms of they need to go and get someone who's going to come in and be an X factor almost for them. Dallas have done things a bit differently with younger DPs and things like that. Portland, to a certain extent, are a workman-like side, you know, but they've still got bits. Vancouver,
they've
like
done
you
it the
mentioned,
right way,
but there's a mix, isn't there?
Portland have done it the way that we've always said do it. Build from the back and have, you know, an organiser at the back and go from there. And don't get me wrong, there's talent in there as well. But Seattle just missing out on something, and I think that comes from the manager. But because everything's in place, surely a club that can attract, on average, 40,000 a week. Fantastic facilities, a good backer, a mad football place. I mean, and also, I mean, Seattle. I mean, I know Seattle used to, I suppose, for us looking in, Seattle used to. I mean, the thing that I always used to know about Seattle was it rained a lot. That was, but now it's
and
like
people didn't really sleep a lot there. That was all.
Apparently, people didn't sleep a lot either. But now, I mean, Seattle's like a very up and coming, hip kind of place. There's certain things that help that. I'm not going to say what they are in this video. There's a lot of greenery. That's all I'm going to say. But it surely could attract. It could attract people. It being
players.
I'm not a manager. I'm someone. It could attract a really top name, whether it be sort of an American top name or an international top name, just by what it's got. I mean, if a manager can put a team out in front of 40,000 every week, that's a great incentive.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if there's a little bit of money, that's a good, and I think they've got that. But it's whether they pull the ejector cable on the and get rid of Schmidt. And I'm sure, you know, people love him there, but sometimes things can go on a little bit too long, and
you've got to put people out the misery sometimes.
You have to,
haven't you? And that's, I mean,
and this is a good time to do it. MLS weekend, All-Star weekend. This is a good time. There's that little break. It's a good time to get someone. They're in
9th position at the moment in MLS. Lost 12 out of the 20 matches. And they're already 10 points adrift at that playoff, That's 6th place. Yeah, there's 14 games left. If they were to press the eject button now, a new manager would have half a chance of potentially getting a run together.
Even if they just promoted from within for the rest of the season, that could be enough of a factor to pull them out of this malaise that they're in. Because it was clear from watching that game against Sporting Kansas City that those players are not playing for him anymore and are not listening to what I was saying. There was no intensity, there was nothing, and yes, it was a very hot day and you can make all those excuses, but those players just didn't look up for it. And even when you see Clint Dempsey hardly even touch a ball, it's clear to me that it's time now for Seattle to go and look, start a new era, because that's what we've seen in MLS. We've seen clubs start new eras, and they're not. It's time. I think it's time now, and if they don't do it, they're going to fall even further behind. So it's up to them.
I mean, 7 years, sometimes it's a fresh voice. It needs a fresh pair of eyes and a fresh voice for the players. And it might reinvigorate some of the players, but it needs mixing.
If you've been somewhere for 7 years and it starts to go, then that's the time.
Time to go, isn't it? Interesting. Let us know what you think, Seattle fans, in the comments section below. Is it time to get rid of Siggy Schmidt now? Who would you replace him with? Let us know below. Look out for our next video, which will be the Mix Zone. We'll see you soon.
Over the weekend playing my Sporting Kansas City, and
not impressed.
They were bossed, weren't they, all over the park. They were just, I mean, yes, okay, it was a very, very, very hot day, which Sporting Kansas have been using to their to be playing. There was nothing, and Sporting Kansas could have easily won the game. 8, 9, some lackadaisical finishing from Sporting Kansas, but 3-0, and that's all they needed.
I think Seattle had the best attempt at goal in the 88th minute, which was this video we're going to discuss Seattle, Ped. What the hell is going on at CenturyLink Field? What's going on with Seattle?
Rubbish, which I said about months ago. Months ago. I said they were very poor. Watched them over bonus recently to the advantage, but they were so poor, and that was a team that looked like it had given up. Looked like it wasn't playing for its manager. We've got good experience of that in the last 12 months, but there was nothing. And even with the likes of Clint Dempsey.
Welcome to the MLS show. Baz, Ped, the duo is back together.
The band is back together.
No Padjack this week. He is.
He's in LA.
He's over there.
He's in LA.
LA'd up.
He's
watching,
LA'd up.
Going to All-Star games and stuff.
And all kinds.
All-Star games. Where are you?
No,
The ones who actually do it. Where are you? Anyway.